We are not here alone. Why we're all here, I could not even tell you. In this grandiose tombstone, in the eye of the cyclone, with the face of the unknown, and our passions overgrown, we are not here on our own. Do you believe in ghosts? Believe we are surrounded by ghosts, as we each walking through our own story. We're surrounded by ghosts, and not the kind who die, the kind who live on when they die. Those who live on through remembered story, written, read by you and I, till we too crumble and die. Tonight we all must write 1, 2, and not look for answers, for reasons, for why. I challenge each last one of you to bring out of death into life, from the catacomb, a ghost to bring back home. Each of you a ghost, conjure up a ghost, find and hear a ghost. Each of us a ghost in a poem, song or story, including your ghost. Now it's time to write. Let's agenda write. Isn't it just right on this moonless night for a poem, song or story? Ah yes, right. I must, we must write. And the sword of Damocles over my head means that while I have time, for God's sake I must live. For the moment I am struck down dead, no thing, nothing left to forgive. For what's left once we die, once we've said goodbye? All that's left is ghosts, just whatever ghosts. We must find our ghosts. I must find my ghost. I must write my ghost. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. That was Fantasmagoriana from my musical by the same name. The musical is about the summer of 1816 at the Villa Diodati, when Lord Byron and several of his contemporaries gathered in A Year Without a Summer to read and write ghost stories, culminating in the composition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, which forever changed literary history. If you'd like to know more about how I came to adapt that story, you can check out my video on musical ideas, which I will link somewhere around here. Sorry, this is Basil, my dog. She's very licky today. So that particular song is named after the collection of ghost stories that Lord Byron read to his compatriots, and that inspired them to write ghost stories. And this song is meant to be representative of that challenge that Lord Byron made to his peers, asking them each to come away with their own ghost story. Byron wrote 2 different things, actually. He wrote a poem about the apocalypse. He also wrote a fragment of a novel which John Polidori turned into The Vampire, the first real vampire story that preceded Dracula and even Carmilla, which I mentioned in my video that is also posted somewhere on the channel about the potential ideas I will adapt next. Percy Shelley was also there, Mary Shelley's then fiance, even though he was still married at the time. Whoops, why are you so licky today, Basil? Percy wrote a hymn to intellectual beauty, which on the one hand reads as an ode to the spirit of inspiration itself, and on the other hand, it is a love song to Mary. And of course, Mary Shelley wrote freaking Frankenstein. She was 19 years old and just blew them all out of the water with the first science fiction story ever written. How cool is that? One last thing, don't forget to go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you can be alerted next time I post a video here on the channel. I will be posting everything to do with the creation of my next musical, from the very conception of it to the final production. So if you'd like to stay in the loop, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye, y'all.